Okay, hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Vibe of the Week. And I'm going to start out. I pulled a few cards and I asked Archangel Metatron to come in and give us a message that goes for this week. And what I'm kind of feeling is that the energy is changing a little bit, that it's coming in a little bit softer. So I'm feeling like yes, there's a softer energy, but there's still that need to take care of yourself. Um, Maybe to still do things, don't, it kind of feels like there's a little bit of this coming in, and by the end of the week, it changes a little bit. So I don't know. Kitty can talk more about that. And maybe it doesn't, but it feels like it's coming in kind of soft. You still want to do that self-care. You still want to do things, do things towards your manifestation and do things towards your goals, but not with rigidity, not like hard, fast, like I've got to get this, So it feels like lighten up a little bit, take care of yourself, continue to do things towards the things that you want to manifest. And if you made some of those with with the moon intention and stuff like that, for sure do some of those things, but let it be more of a flow rather than just real rigid, like I've got to do this. Because again, I just feel like it's a softer energy coming in. So I asked Metatron to give us some cards to get us started. And the first card I got was number 15, Clarity, Go Within. Okay. So this is a perfect card of what I was just talking about. That take the time to do this. This is kind of where the softness feel comes in. You might need to go within and care for yourself a little bit this week. And of course, Heaven on Earth, which I love this card. Was that saying, as above, so below. I love this card too. This is beautiful. So again, heaven and earth, that feels like that softness too, as in heaven, so below. It just feels like it's a different type of energy coming in. And of course, we got number 29, the blue card, Madonna and Mother. And I'm telling you, she comes up a lot. It seems like we get this card a lot. I don't know if it's here or in other readings, but I do see this one a lot. Divine feminine energy. Divine feminine energy. And maybe that's where the softness is coming from. It's coming in more feminine, like a more divine feminine energy. I really feel not that, again, that you shouldn't be doing things and working towards your goals, but care for yourself and go within, tap into that divine energy there. Because I don't mean softness to mean absence of strength. I don't mean that at all. The divine feminine, Madonna and mothering and Mother Mary or Mary Magdalene, very, very strong, soft women. So I don't want that. For some reason, I felt like I needed to say that, like it doesn't mean the absence of strength. You can be, going with the flow and being soft and being feminine and still have that incredible strength. Obviously, we all are very strong women. So that's where Metatron cards gave me. And then, Kitty, why do we always get the same cards? Didn't we get this the last time? Caregiver?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that a different reading? Okay. We are with you, and Spirit has its own way of recognizing the care and love you provide to others, especially at the end of their lives. Just as you received care and love at the start of your life, caregivers often focus all their attention on their loved ones and often neglect their own concerns and well-being in the process. All right. Again, self-care. Don't make all your focus on giving to others right now. I mean, that's a beautiful sentiment to be able to take care of others. But this again is that reminder, and I think we got this last week too, but it's more about self-care, taking the time to give yourself this, taking the time to do some mothering for yourself and going within, this is all that feeling that I'm getting from these cards. And I'm gonna pull one more card or from one more deck. Let's see here. And I'm gonna pull the star seed. No, this isn't the star seed. It's the person that makes a star seed, but this is the light workers deck. Rebecca Campbell, love her. Absolutely love her cards. All right, please give us a card here from the light workers. We need to know how to care for ourselves this week. So if you can just give us a card here, it will help us with that energy. Okay, there's a couple of them that seem to want to come out. Actually, there's more than a couple. Okay, let's start with these. I don't want too many here. All right. Okay, talking about that strength, talking about that feminine energy, and we got, again, the woman warrior. Okay, or sorry, the warrior woman. I read it backwards. Have you answered your deepest calling? Okay, look at, if she's not giving you strength, I don't know who is. Right there. But look at, she's feminine, she's beautiful, but man, you want to mess with her. You don't want to mess with her. So definitely the warrior woman, go within, find that warrior woman. And maybe when you're going within and you're meditating and you're bringing that light through, that's where that warrior woman comes through. And okay. All right. The dual mission here, the double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. This is a beautiful card too. So again, talking about that duality of that soft energy, but that strength and that fierceness also, continuing to do those things that you want to manifest for yourself, even though you might have to take some time for yourself. But so this card with this double mission feels like that duality of having, doing that, the softness with the strength, true, to create that. Oh, I don't know, but this one might be for me just because this is a card I get all the time. The ever unfolding rose. But it could be for you too, because I will share it with you. It's cracked open, it's happening for you and not to you. Look how beautiful this card is. Look at how she's just draped over and she's just letting that rose unfold and all this beautifulness that's above her, that she's going into. Gorgeous card. Ever unfolding. It's cracked open now and it's happening to you or for you, not to you. So again, this feels like, I don't know why. Maybe Kitty can speak to that, but I just feel like there's a lot of divine feminine energy but strength. And here she's just surrendering to whatever's coming up. So that might be something when you go in, you might have to surrender and let go. Oh, okay. Maybe that's where that rigidity, I'm feeling that, like maybe you need to let go of the outcome. The surrender comes in when you just let go of the outcome and let it unfold as it's meant to unfold. Because right now, there's an awakening going on. Look at how beautiful that card is. I love how she's so relaxed as she's being lifted. And it's an energetic upgrades. Ooh, a new way of being and integration. Look at that. Does she look like she's fighting it? Absolutely not. That's complete surrender. Complete surrender to that, as well as the ever unfolding rose. So new things are coming in. There's a new energy. That new energy is coming, a new way of being. So it feels like just open to it, let it happen. Go within if you need some self-care. And also let these two warrior women, divine feminine, guide you and lead you into what's coming up. All those new possibilities, all those manifestations you're trying to create, or that new life, or something like that. Really touch into that, or really tune into that divine feminine energy, that warrior, that strength. I don't know, Kitty. I might be completely off. That's what I'm feeling. You take it over from here. Tell us what the heavens are got in store for us
Well,
this week.
actually, it's always amazing to me how many of those things interplay and really look at what we're looking at in the stars. I mean, the keywords this week are, from that Aquarian energy, which is still going, is about the expansion, and it's about seeing the bigger picture and the bigger aspects. But the two words this week, it is a quieter week. It's not that it's not busy, but it's a quieter, it's a lot of mutable energy. First of all, yesterday, and we have this moon, Virgo, until really the 13th, until we switch over, we're under its influence, Virgo and Pisces, and that is a balance. That is, Pisces and Virgo are both mutable signs, which means you use some discernment and they swoop in and finish things. Cardinal things start with the initiative, fixed energies move it along, but these mutable at the end swoop in and finish stuff. And they're both, when you have Virgo, you're always dealing with Pisces, which is its counterpart. Excuse me. So the two words for this week are mindful and busy. And so by itself, that's quiet. It is paying attention. It is an awakening that's coming in. March is marching forward, and it starts itself with bringing in all of these things in this Virgo moon to sort through and take a look at, from the dreams that are Pisces. And so, you know, so it's a strong feeling in several of the signs this week. And because we're talking about a Virgo moon, body responds quickly to what you are thinking. And so that's the other reason for taking some time and making sure that you're quietly being aware of how you're approaching things, because the body in Virgo was going to manifest it. And later on, we're going to be talking a little bit about Mars and Gemini. So here we have that polarity that we're talking about, the whole yin and yang, the twin aspects that exist in everything. And the Virgo moon helps us manifest those ideas right along with Mars and Gemini. New ideas and relations, and questioning, what is it again I want? We've been building on this for a couple months now. What is it I want? Cracking open, taking pieces, and now we're starting to put them together. And that, by the end of March, is some absolutely lovely energy for us to get tasks done in an orderly fashion without it feeling as harsh as it's felt for, more than a year now.
Yeah.
Humans will want to see what you can't. Aquarius has brought us these ideas. Pisces is marching us forward. And what we're doing this week, which so fits into what you've pulled, is we're calling in our higher selves to help and kind of clearing out that chakra cycles of energy that have been spinning and spinning. And so as much as we're sorting through, it's a mindful approach to, okay, I have these ideas. Now, where am I going to put, and what am I going to let go of? Because by this end of March, there's so many energies that are going to be out there to support who you are in a stronger, more put together fashion, without feeling that kind of, oh my gosh, more is going on. So this week, the moon enters Scorpio for a little bit. And so, of course, whenever in its planets, whenever Scorpio's, it's about transformation. for the very first time, Mars goes into Gemini. It hasn't been in Gemini for over 2 years, and that's on the 3rd. And Venus is trine Uranus, and Pisces is in Taurus, which means we're going to be moving intelligently through all of those discernment, all of that information that we have. This is about finding your truth, no one else's truth, and getting down to being busy, but then making sure, in the physicality of it, I take the time to let myself catch up, and I'm aware of how I'm approaching this. This is not the time that, we fight with our ego. We thank it for its work and we work together. There's that mindfulness. It's a bubbly softness. So that softness you're feeling is really out there, especially starting from the 3rd on. It's a true diplomatic approach to who we are in our relationships, because we've got Venus in play here. And it's when Mars moves into Gemini, it's about it's not about a fast communication, because nothing about, because it's been in Taurus. And so it's
We
going to
don't
be
move fast.
yeah, and you don't move fast. And so it's the Gemini communication is going to be about that whole piece of it, but it's working with Pisces and Taurus and moving along at a pace that doesn't overwhelm us. We've got Mercury in conjunct with Jupiter, and so information is going to be coming in, especially starting the 4th, that we're going to participate in, and we're looking for accurate truths for us, accurate truths for our lives, accurate truths in general, and really looking at what is the most accurate truth for me as I'm sorting through these things. Again, taking time to step back and take care.
That was just what I was going to say, Kitty. So that's where going within and taking that time to really, to really go within and sort that out, like what you said. So yeah, beautiful. I just think that's important to reiterate and to kind of say to them, it's really about your discernment and your, going within and that kind of thing. Taking the time to
right,
think
and
it
there are
out.
energies that are going to be coming to you this week that help you be inside, and at the same time bring you some more information to help look at those priorities as we line up to get ready to march on through March.
Nice.
Your card that was self-care, we are with you, is also the general message of the week in Gemini, in Mars, and with the Venus trine Uranus, or sextile Uranus on the 3rd. It's about, we are here with you, and so it's we are within you too, to help you get through all these things. You can go out and in. Here's that whole piece. And Pisces always has the dreaminess, and Virgo has getting it done. And now we have our self-communication, because Gemini is about communication in general. Now Mercury, which has gone direct, is still going over its shadow, and it goes over its shadow to the 13th, which means there will be things, and I can attest to that in the last couple of days, things coming up that are like, wait a minute, I think I said to you today, my 3D life is feeling like a mess, and my 5D life is feeling really great. How can that be? And that's something I have to take the time away from some of the other things to go into that energy that is working better. And that will help influence as Mercury goes over its shadow, bringing those things forward for me to look at. And I can tell you, after tonight, something I went to, I really do have a better idea of where do I want to spend my time and not make things work. On the 5th, the moon is incongruent with Uranus, and the moon is in Sagittarius. And even though they're not working together pretty much at all, that also helps cut down a little bit on that chaos, because of course Sagittarius is about the truth, and Uranus is about awakening. And at the same time, they're not working greatly together, but they're also not fighting with each other as in a square. And Mercury in Jupiter broadens our minds in the 5th. So via questioning and curiosity. So as we've been getting this information and taking the time, we are curious, where is it that I want to go? And I'm starting to set up my plan. This is positive thinking, making plans. This is probably the easiest energy we've had in a very long time. And
That's good to hear, Kitty. That's
it
good
is,
to hear.
you know,
Even with Mercury in the shadow, and you think the groundhog doesn't even see a shadow that long.
well,
Why
and
do
we've
we
had,
have to get the shadow? But yeah,
well, and what that means, folks, by the shadow is when it went retrograde, it went backwards. So now it's got to go back to catch
yeah.
up to where it was. And it won't be till the 13th. It's on the new moon. It will be completely caught up and everything will be completely direct until the 27th of April. So it's a big time to get a lot of things done and the energies are available for us. This is going to be positive for weeks moving ahead as we look through these moon phases. And on the 6th, the moon in Capricorn is sextiling Jupiter. So it goes now into giving us a structure as we expand, which makes it feel better. It doesn't feel so chaotic. And the moon is also sextiling Mercury at that point, which is looking at in Sagittarius is about the truth and able to communicate our truths. So that's a great thing for coming into next week. So next week really does have some absolutely lovely kinds of energies. Some of them are a little more difficult. They're, you know, we got to really watch about the body reacting too quickly and our mind taking the body into places we don't want it to go. But it's a good week to look at your definitions, your definition of fortune, your definition of priorities, your definition of self-care, and start to, as Virgo wants us to make sure that that's how we're lining up, because we can get a lot of things starting to be done, and it's done at a pace that we don't feel overwhelmed. We have all of these planets direct now all the way through most of April even. So we are finally getting to this 2021 truth that's been promised after all of the 2020 and the beginning of 2021. So here's the great news. Yay. So a lot of those cards that you got were so positive. Just remember to take care of yourself. It's a mindfully busy week.
Yeah.
So if you can put those two together, that's great.
Yes. And I love what you said about be just aware of what your mind is telling your body. I love that. We don't often think about that. Definitely, our thoughts become, are very important. And it sounds like they're going to be super important this week to make sure that your thoughts are in the right place.
And you can use your truth to look at how you look at language. Like the word limitations isn't a bad thing. It also means structure. And the more you can gently get your mind to look at shifting the paradigms, the more the body is going to be following with you, because it will quickly manifest, in the other your other language, if you're, limiting yourself. So this is a good week into your power, but be mindfully busy.
Yeah, and we were talking about that, or we were talking about that earlier, Kitty, too, like kind of like that whole thing of trying to manifest abundance. Well, you want to have a clarifier of that. What is that? Abundance of health, abundance of love, abundance of wealth, whatever it is for you. It kind of makes me think, when you're talking about the words, the words and those thoughts are going to be important. So,
like the word fortune, there's a lot of things that talk about fortune this week in the planets. But what's fortune to you? Is it me being healthy and having time, or is it me having money? So really looking at what you look at as language, and signaling to your body what it is that you want, because we are in Virgo and we can put that stuff together. So
I love that. I really do. And I'm glad that you could bring us some just calming and relaxing news about the planets. So The spirit guides, I asked them to give us a card from the deck from James from Prague, and he says, make each day count. And I think that's perfect with our whole message this week. Make each day count. Mindfully make each day count. What do you think, Kitty? Was that a good?
I think that that's a perfect match, because we are getting that message, the duality of Pisces and Virgo, and a continuum of Gemini, but yet it's the mindful, gentler way that it's going to come in. So that's nice for this week. So
Yeah, I thought it was a nice message.
so all right, there's our vibe for the week. Namaste.
Thank you again for tuning in and watching, and have a great week. I'm sure we'll be on and talk to you in between, but have a great week, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.
We'll see you again very soon.